Hi, hello, good morning. I am Adrian Close, and in this video I'm going to talk about binding. Binding is wearing some form of compressing material around your chest to make it appear smaller and as flat as possible. As it is reasonable, you are putting a lot of stress on your chest area. Binding is restricting your breathing and your rib cage, so no matter how careful you are, it is still hurtful. You just gotta be careful and listen to your body a lot. If it hurts, just take it off. That's the golden rule. Some of the brands that I've heard of that I know from other people that are safe are for maybe there are more, or maybe someone says that these brands are not that safe, but the brands are Gc2b, Underworks, Font, and Spectrum Outfitters. The brand that I have is Gc2b. Why? Because I heard that it's better for people with a larger chest and it is more comfortable, and I don't know, I heard good things about it. I bought it, I liked it, so I bought another one. Binding is not supposed to be done more than 8 hours a day. That's a lot, but that's the maximum. If for some reason you have to bind for longer because you're not at home or whatever reason, then the next day you should take a break. You cannot be binding 12 hours a day every day. It's gonna hurt you. Something that I have personal experience with is do not bind if you have some kind of chest infection or cough or something like that. Why? Because I am an idiot and I had a chest infection for a long time and I was binding, so for about a week I was coughing all day. It was terrible. It was some kind of infection, but also allergies, and I was binding and I ended up hurting my ribs so badly that I couldn't bind for a week or two. It was really hurting. Even if I wasn't wearing anything, it did hurt a lot every time I took a breath. I'm pretty sure I either bruised or broke a rib or something like that. That had symptoms. So yeah, try not to do that because not being able to bind for like 2 weeks is worse and more dysphoria-inducing than taking your binder off when you're coughing. Please. Another thing that I think is really important is binding only reduce your chest size a maximum of a cup of, like the cup bra thing, one or maximum two for some people, and like depending on how you position it. But that was the thing that I wasn't really aware of. I had a D gap, I think, before starting testosterone, and when I bought a binder, I thought that it would make me flat because most people that I saw online wearing a binder and all that were flat. But because I had a large chest, it didn't make me flat, and that's the thing. I really wanted to show how they look on me because I haven't seen many people with my body type, which is big boobs and a small frame and size, and so this is something that you have to accept and come to terms with. If you have a very big chest and you buy a binder, it's not gonna make you flat, and it is gonna help your dysphoria and it's gonna make you flatter, but not completely flat. One of the things that I was really worried about when I bought it was that my family would notice that I was wearing it and ask about it. They did. Most people don't have this experience, like the family don't realize, but I think because my chest was that big, it was noticeable that it was smaller, so my family realized. And one time, I think my mom saw like the strap of my binder, and I just said it was a sports bra, and also because it's short, you can say it's a sports bra. Then I had another time I was wearing the long one, and I was wearing it under a shirt, so I just said it was an undershirt. You can say something like that if you want, if you don't want your family to know. Another thing is you should do some stretching before you put your binder on and deep breathing. Then when you take it off, uh, stretch and breathe deep again. And if you can, this is obviously not something that everyone will do, but if you're gonna have a long day, like 8 hours, and you can go to the bathroom for like 5-10 minutes, take off your binder, take a deep breath, and then put it back on and leave, that is gonna be so helpful and make you less hurting. I understand that for many people this is not a possibility, because if you're trans, then bathrooms are not the best place to go, not the most comfortable. So, recuda. Eh, ya vale. Personally, one of the things that I do is not exactly healthy or good, but it does help and it's better than wearing a binder. And that is, I wear a loose sports bra most of the time, and that means like for sleeping and being around the house and all of that. Just basically, I just take it off when I'm putting on a binder or when I'm taking a shower. That's all. So just like having that there, even though it's not flattening or tight, it just like I don't have to think about it. I don't have to look at it or anything. Some people with a smaller chest might feel less dysphoric and better if they just don't wear anything, just a t-shirt or anything, or just shirtless. And if you're at home, just wear a hoodie. You may find a position at bed that you're most comfortable with, like laying on your back or laying on your stomach or something. Just try to find things that make you feel more comfortable and do them when you're feeling really dysphoric, but don't rely on your binder, because it is not something that you can wear all the time. The binders that I have, as I said, are Gc2b. The first one that I got was this one. It's a bit long, but um, it is a wide half tank thing. It is really soft. This part is kind of slightly see-through and really stretchy, but this one is not stretchy at all, which is the binding panel. I got the half tank because I just saw that most people liked them better, but I don't like wearing this binder. The thing is, I was a bit in between sizes, so this is a size up. I am so glad that I have a binder that is slightly big on me. Honestly, my sports bras are more uncomfortable than this. This is not tight at all. It makes my chest a bit flatter, and then it makes me feel more comfortable, but it is not hurtful, and I can wear it for longer without feeling my ribs getting sore or anything. The thing is, I can't really wear this on its own because I have a large chest, so it's not enough. It's too short. You know what I mean. So what I do is I wear a loose sports bra underneath. This is the white binder, which is a size up for me. As you can see, it doesn't bind as well as the other, but it is still, helps. It mostly helps with how I feel about myself and not with how I pass. And this is what I mean, like how it cuts there. So in back something, it is obvious that I have something, which doesn't happen with the long one. Uh, when I was pretty, I didn't really pass with a binder. Like no matter how tight it was and how many layers and things I did, I just didn't pass because I had a really small frame. I was really skinny, had tiny arms, so this kind of gives an appearance of pecs, and it was not believable that I would have pecs. So it just looked like I had smaller boobs, and it did make me more comfortable, but it didn't have me pass or didn't help my chest look flat. And the other binder is this one. It is a long one in black. Again, it's the same material. I really like the long one because I have a large chest. It's better because the short one is too short, and also it makes my appearance a lot more natural, because when I'm wearing this, because I have a large chest, it just kind of ends here, and then it's my stomach here. So it's, if I lean back or anything, it's like an obvious step. So this is the black binder. As you can see, it is very flattening. It does look like I have something, but it can kind of pass off as pecs instead of boobs. Another thing that I didn't say is during winter I do tuck it in with my pants and it just stays there. but in summer I do roll it up a bit, so it is not covering my stomach and making me extremely hot. For reference, this is how it looks when I'm wearing a sports bra, nothing else. Um, you can see what I mean when I say I have big chest, I guess. And you know what? Testosterone helped make it smaller, so you cannot imagine how it was before I started testosterone. It was hell. I wanted to fucking die. Something that you have to think about is what your clothes are mostly, color wise. Um, with the white one, you can wear it under everything basically, but if you're wearing a black t-shirt and it shows, it's more obvious. But it's not gonna show through or anything unless you're wearing, mesh. um, with the black one, if you wear a lot of black, it's good because even if it shows, it's not noticeable. But if you're wearing a white t-shirt, it is gonna see through unless the t-shirt is very thick material. So if you're only gonna have one binder, I would recommend having a, either a white one or one with a nude color, soft color gray. I think it's also good. But if you can have two, I think black and white are good colors because if I'm wearing something black, I can wear the black one. If I'm wearing something white, I can wear the white one. And yeah, that's everything that I wanted to talk about. Bind safely. I will link some things below about safe binding and how to find your binder, and I will link the websites that I talked about. Here's the thing, binders are not cheap, and the binders that are cheap are as good as ace binders, which are not good. This, as I said, has this tight panel that is not stretchy, but the back is really stretchy. So when you take a breath, it stretches with it. If all of it around is tight, you cannot breathe in because it just crushes your ribs. It doesn't breathe, it doesn't extend with your rib cage, so it's gonna hurt your rib cage and it's not worth it. Even as I said, not being able to bind for 2 weeks if you bind unsafely is not worth it. So the potential of breaking a rib or messing up your chest or anything is not worth it. I'm also gonna link to some places where you can apply to get a free binder if you need one, because obviously not everyone has like $30 or $50 that a binder costs. I was fortunate enough that I had some money and a friend of mine could lend me his credit card. At the time I didn't have a credit card, but I understand that not everyone is that lucky. So yeah, I'm gonna try to link all of that below. Please be safe when you bind, be comfortable with yourself, and take care. That's it, bye. Oye, eres una desobediente. Venga, fuera de ahí. ¿No vas a pisar el ordenador, en serio? Venga, coño. Bueno.